Good morning to you. Not only is it Friday, it's May 1st here today. How about that? Great start to it. 6 a.m. I'm Eric Connors.
And I'm Netta Iramport. It seems very May out there. Let's send it over to meteorologist Evan Durrani and see what we can expect starting this new month. And it does seem like, yeah, it's all appropriate.
Absolutely,
in effect.
for sure. I mean, May Gray came back just for the first day of the month to remind us of its strength and its power. It does not seem like this will be symptomatic of a switch that will join us every single day this month. However, for sure timed out perfectly to start off the month. We expect those clouds to roll in virtually every morning between now and Tuesday of next week. The thing is, today and tomorrow, we've got a little bit of a warming trend on hand. Temperatures in the upper 70s inland this afternoon. You can see those clouds building in out along the entirety of California's coastline, including here in San Diego, extending all the way to our inland valleys as far east as Ramona. Vanessa Paz checking in on what's going on our roads this morning.
Yeah, we'll get to the travel times. I will say that everything's so far so good, looking like Friday light out there. But we do have a traffic alert this morning. All northbound lanes, listen in if you use the 805, all northbound lanes of the 805 from the 52 up to Miramar Road will close today starting at 9 p.m. and are set to stay closed all the way through Monday morning at 5 o'clock. Now, crews will continue working on a culvert replacement underneath the freeway near Nobel Drive. Not sure if you remember, but a couple of weeks ago they were working on the southbound end. Now it's the northbound's turn. Now, drivers can get around that work by heading west towards the 5 using the 8 or the 52. But just remember, let's say you got to catch a flight or pick up someone from the airport and you're shooting for the 805 north to get back home, opt for the 52 west and then hop back on the 5 to get back onto that freeway during that closure. Netta.
Thank you very much, Vanessa. And now this morning, only some Department of Homeland Security workers will start receiving their paychecks.
House lawmakers voted yesterday to fund most of DHS. News 8's Tori Apodaca live downtown with the details on the agencies that were left out of this deal here. Tori.
Hi, good morning. That bill does not fund ICE or Border Patrol, which Democrats would not support without changes to that agency. Of course, this has been a big point of contention and likely one of the big reasons why this was the longest shutdown of a federal department in U.S. history. The impact was felt by more than just the workers for that department during those 76 days, but communities as well, like long lines at the airport. Senators couldn't reach an agreement on ICE and Border Patrol funding, but Republicans plan to fund ICE and Border Patrol through a budget reconciliation process that does not need the support of Senate Democrats. The Senate bill the House unanimously approved will fund most of DHS, FEMA, the U.S. Coast Guard, TSA, Secret Service, and the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency.
This will relieve pressure from the Department of Homeland Security. Secretary Mullen, who I've spoken to in the last couple of hours, will be greatly relieved. The President will, the administration will. We were not going to have lines at TSA. Everybody will get their paychecks now. We'll get moving forward.
Yeah, and this change came right after the Trump administration had said that those temporary funds would soon run out if Congress did not act. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with those immigration enforcement agencies. Reporting live from downtown, Tori Apodaca, News 8.
Tori, thank you. Today, the Trump administration faces a seemingly crucial deadline in its war with Iran. Now, under the War Powers Act, presidents have 60 days to end conflicts or get congressional approval. But the Trump administration says the clock doesn't apply during the ceasefire. Here at home, a former dance instructor in Carlsbad under arrest, accused of sexually abusing teenage girls. Investigators saying 39-year-old Darnay Lukey, also known as LaDarnay Lukey Fontanet, worked at multiple studios between 2011 and 2017. That includes the Carlsbad Performing Arts Academy and Dance FX in San Marcos. Police say 3 victims have come forward, and they believe there are more. You're asked to call police if you have any information.
An update now this morning. A South Bay judge has decided not to remove the San Diego deputy district attorney handling the Larry Miliete case. His defense team accused the prosecutor of presenting false testimony and improper evidence. But the judge ruled there was no evidence of misconduct. Miliete is accused of killing his wife, Maya, who disappeared in January of 2021. Her body has never been found. The trial is now scheduled for May 11th, as it was planned.
This morning, veterans from World War II, the Korean War, and Vietnam War are getting ready to go on the trip of a lifetime.
Oh, this is all thanks to Honor Flight San Diego. News 8's Chris Groh live at the San Diego International Airport, where the veterans are about to head to Washington, D.C. Chris, you had a chance to speak with them. Tell us what's the latest there.
There's always so much of an excitement, a buzz once you finally get inside of the airport. It's so great to see the welcoming that these heroes deserve. Again, as we've said, we are seeing more and more of these honor flights are sort of mostly populated by Vietnam War veterans as well as Korean War veterans. You mentioned that World War II veteran, just one on this flight, and that being Bill Martin of Coronado. I had the opportunity to speak with him before our first live report just outside. He tells me that he is so excited for this trip, a trip of a lifetime and an opportunity for him to do something that he's never done before, to go see some of those monuments. Take a listen to a little bit of our conversation that we had just a short time ago.
Getting exciting. I've never done anything like this before. Because I was in the Navy a long time, spent time in Washington, but I'll be glad to see it again.
Yeah. Now, you're going to be surrounded by a lot of other veterans from some other theaters. What's it going to be like kind of sharing stories and hanging out with some other service members and veterans like yourself?
We can tell lots of stories.
I love that. Yes, can tell lots of stories. Again, he has an opportunity to reconnect with some of those Korean War veterans, with those Vietnam War veterans. And I was told by Holly with Honor Flight, who goes ahead and organizes this, that the 98-year-old Bill Martin from Coronado, the World War II veteran, has not seen the World War II memorial yet. So this will be a trip where he gets to see that for the very first time. Again, 90 veterans a part of this honor flight for the trip of a lifetime. Back to you guys.
Oh, the excitement's building there. That's always such a momentous occasion. Oh, that's going to be fun.
Glad they get to do this, and it's such a dedicated group of people who make this happen. So be there to cheer them on when they come home. Thank you very much, Chris, for that. And now let's check in on the forecast here. Of course, we need conditions to be right for those flights to take off.
I mean,
some clouds out there. Yeah.
Maybe a little turbulence.
A little gray to start things off.
It is, yeah, definitely some gray. Last night I was able to watch the moon rise, nearly full moon.
So bright.
I know, it's beautiful. Every time I see it, I'm just like, especially now that I know that, a couple people flew around the backside of it just a couple weeks ago. It's wild. So we are starting off the morning. We wanted to see the moon set. However, the overcast skies had a different idea for us. Clouds are joining us from the coast all the way through our inland valleys, as far east as Ramona, really hugging the western slopes of our mountains. Another live look that we have outside from Mount Soledad shows how overcast it is. Sunrise was at 6:01 7 minutes ago, but you wouldn't know because it's still quite gray out there and still quite dark because of the density of those clouds. Nonetheless, if you get the opportunity to see that full moon, it rises at 7:55 tonight. It'll be a micro moon, so it could appear a little dimmer and smaller. Reason why is because in the moon's phase, it is the farthest away from the Earth in that phase. So just something to keep in mind if you are wondering why perhaps it looks a little dimmer than usual. 79 degrees in Santee and El Cajon this afternoon. It's going to be nice and warm into the afternoon, especially the farther east you go. Closer to the coastline, we're very similar to where we were yesterday. Upper 60s, low 70s. National City, downtown San Diego, both expected to hit 71 this afternoon. 75 in Mira Mesa. Good morning in Encinitas, where temperatures are expected to hit 66. San Marcos, 75. And in Ramona, also just 1 degree away from 80-degree heat, which we didn't expect at all during the week. I mean, all through this week, temperatures were really mild. In fact, in many cases, cooler than normal. So now, today and tomorrow, we're starting to see that temperature warm up. As we get to Sunday, That low pressure system is really going to make its presence known. Temperatures slide more dramatically for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And then beyond it, it looks like we'll see another ridge of high pressure start to build in. That's going to help to give us warming all the way through next week. 83 degrees, about 10 degrees warmer than average by the time we get to Friday of next week. So expect that clouds will be with us this afternoon all the way through Tuesday. And then we'll watch for that slide in temperatures and that increase in cloud cover with a chance for rain rolling in by Tuesday afternoon. All right, it's 6:10 right now. I want to send things over to Vanessa Paz. She's checking in on traffic on our Friday.
Things look fairly light. Friday light for the most part out there. No major issues to report. This is what it looks like on the 52 in both directions as you make your way in from Santee this morning. And then this is that drive on the 5 in both directions. That's the northbound end as you exit to get onto the Coronado Bridge. That's a gorgeous shot of the downtown skyline. And then here's what it looks like. Things are starting to pick up a little bit once you get past Lake Murray Boulevard and head towards the College neighborhood westbound. Let's go ahead and see what's happening on your freeways. We had an earlier crash that may continue to slow things down. This is in the Rancho San Diego area on the 94 eastbound right at Campo Hamishaw Road. Travel times are in really good shape. We're still on the green coming in from the South Bay, about 10 to 15 minutes right now on both the 5 and the 805 under a 5-minute ride, a full span of the Coronado Bridge. And then here's what's happening coming in from the East County, about 3 to 7 minutes for you on the 94, the 8, as well as the 52. Meanwhile, if you're climbing in from the North County headed south, about a 10-minute ride on the 5 and the 15. This is coming in from Oceanside as well as Escondido. And then if you're traveling on the 78 from the 15 to the 5 will take you under 15 minutes with your average speeds for all of those drives anywhere between 70 to 73 minutes. 6:11 is the time. All right, close your eyes if you don't want to see very slow drives. My producer Carla warns me. She's like, the border wait times are just awful right now. So yeah, I'm sorry for anyone who has to wait to cross. I mean, 200 minutes right now to get you across from Otay Mesa's Port of Entry. These are some of the slowest drives that I've ever seen crossing in. San Ysidro, not too much of an improvement, a little over 2 hours to get you in from San Ysidro's Port of Entry. But yeah, we're not sure what's going on at the border, but right now those drives this Friday morning are just at a pure crawl.